Alrighty, hey everyone. It's been a while. I think it's been over a month since my last stream. So I do apologize for that. Life has just been busy. But I didn't change the banner, and that's totally fine because I can do that right now in real time. There you go. Because technically speaking, these ones were not raised with your help. These are already on the archive. So, but okay. Where was I? Yeah, it's been a while since my last stream, and I've just been busy, and I have a pretty empty day today. So I was like, you know what? Let's just do this. I'm totally underprepared. As you can tell, I'm 10 minutes late to the time that I originally put in the stream, but we made it. I have an image on screen, and I think we're gonna have a fun time. And it's good to see everyone showing up. Hey, Reese and Cam's here. Thank you for promoting the stream in a certain Discord. And hey, Philip, it's good to have you back, as always. And, I just want to do the usual of just hanging out, chilling. We can look at the cool imagery. I mean, there's a reason I picked this image that's currently on my screen. And I wonder if anyone can guess where this is. Did I say that already? You can tell my brain is is exhausted. But the reason I picked this image is solely because of this right here. And there's something special about seeing planes in satellite imagery. I just think it's really cool because it's planes. You can see cars everywhere. That's kind of normal. You can see birds. Yeah, that's kind of easy. But planes while flying is the second most fun thing. The most fun thing is rockets, okay, because we're all space nerds here. DC-10, I have no clue. I don't have a year on this. Why did I not grab the year on this? I'm going to say this is like late 70s, mid to late 70s. Probably like, actually maybe even 80s, early 80s. That's I can quickly do that over here because I want to find this for you. See if you can help identify this plane for me. So we can go into here, we can go data sets. I'm purposely not showing you what's on my other screen right now, and I do apologize for that. There is just, technically I could. Okay, 1979 this is. So I don't know much about planes in that sense, so I don't know if DC-10 was flying at that point. Maybe it still is flying today. I have no clue. But this is not a DC-10, there's center mention. Okay, nerd. No, that's awesome. I have no clue what it could be. Once it's georeferenced, we can measure it, and the measurements might be able to help you identify it. So that is something that I'll zoom out a little bit and see if anyone can identify this. I feel like it's a pretty recognizable place, but I wouldn't want you guys to feel bad if you can't identify it, because I probably couldn't if someone showed this to me. Probably, actually, I don't know, this port area over here is quite recognizable. But maybe it's because I've seen this image multiple times and I've just never finished processing it. So yeah, I'm thinking we just do a basic introduction back into streams of just processing this image, getting it georeferenced, and maybe I can get it finished georeferenced on the stream, because it can be a long process. I was doing some images the other day. The Chicago image is actually already uploaded and ready to go. Let me see if I can quickly grab that for you. Actually, I could probably pull this up on screen, although I'm going to use a different browser to that one. We can use this one. Okay. So, Chicago image is here. So this one, just over 2 weeks ago. And I can throw that into chat as well. Um, here. I want to please. Okay. Is that going to turn into a link? It did. Cool. If you want to check that one out, there is the Chicago one. And, you got a certain busy airport over here that I think we all know about. And my internet connection is destroyed. Okay, never mind. Destroyed because I'm streaming. But that airport has changed a lot. Just a little bit, actually. Not too much. There's maybe one more runway added. But I'm thinking we do the same kind of process here today. By the way, this image we're looking at now is, I said Chicago. Jeez. This image we're looking at is Tokyo. So this one is Tokyo. And I think it's missing some important parts of Tokyo, but I struggled to find good images. And I don't know. I didn't want to sit there forever, and I didn't really want to pay for another image because it all adds up really quick. So I was thinking we just kind of crop out something like this area here because I don't really want to go into the hills. Because when you georeference an image with hills in it and steeper terrain, it turns into a headache really quickly. And I don't really want to do that on stream just yet. That's the kind of stuff that I struggle with even when I'm on my own, and it can take days to do that kind of stuff. But actually this one's at a nice angle as well. So that's good. We could do some 3D mapping with that if you had another image from the aft camera, because this one's from the forward camera on the KH9. So yeah. Hey Middle TN Pyro, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. We're off to a little bit of a rusty start here, but I kind of welcome it. I don't like things to be too polished, otherwise I find it gets a little bit boring. So in the last stream, I believe I broke multiple things partway through the stream, and it was quite embarrassing, but also kind of funny. So we'll see how this one goes today. I'm sure I've forgotten something important, but yeah, I feel like we should just get started on this image and get this beauty uploaded. So what I'm gonna do is, did I move this one off of screen? No, it's on screen. I'm scared to search things live on screen because one time I did accidentally dox myself. But luckily YouTube has tools where you can go in and blur parts of the video afterwards. So it wasn't a bad doxing, it was just an email address, which isn't even my main one, so it's fine. But I just want to try and be a little more smart about these things. Okay. Alrighty. So Tokyo, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here with a terrain map. And this, as I mentioned before, terrain is something that can turn georeferencing an image from a 1 hour process to a 10-hour process. So what I like to do is kind of scout the area with in the middle of the outback. Yes, precisely. No one would ever think otherwise at this point. So I'm thinking we kind of go like this area. It gets a little bit hilly over here in the greens, but as long as we're not venturing into these reds over here, I'm pretty happy with it. I wish I could do the whole, just the whole area around the port here, around the bay, I guess. But I just haven't been able to find anything that covers the whole area. But maybe in the future, I can get my hands on an image. But you got to start somewhere. Just like with anything, there are some days back before I did the GoFundMe to get more images scanned. There were days where at Cape Canaveral you just have a slither of the bottom edge, and there'll be 2 launch pads, and I was like, "This is the best thing ever." And now I see an image like that, I'm like, "There's nothing in there." So we got to start somewhere. So let's dig in. What I'm gonna do is there are 4 scenes to this image. So we're going to crop them all one by one, get rid of everything we don't need. And then after that, we're going to merge them all together and hopefully create a nice, beautiful image. By the way, everyone, how is sound? How is audio? Audio, same thing. How is video? We're not too framey, are we? I accidentally almost streamed in 60 frames per second, and that would have killed my internet. So I'm very glad I caught that. Because I think we barely get through at 1080 30. So Starlink upload streams are not the greatest, but I'm not going to complain because I don't really want to show you that on stream. Because it's better than all the alternatives I have right now. So 5x5, awesome. Thank you so much. Whenever I don't know if this is a normal thing, but whenever I start a stream, I always notice it's quite choppy at the beginning. Maybe that's a normal thing, but that's why I kind of let it sit for a few minutes on that intro screen, just so it can stabilize itself and get all happy. Something like that. And where were those hills at? Where were those hills? So like up here, look at that river curve. So where that river goes, like here, where it goes down, that's where I'm going to cut it off, I think. Which is like there. I'd love to do the whole area, but again, time and energy. And I don't want to fall asleep on a stream. Maybe that would be entertaining. I'm not sure. But I don't really feel like doing that right now. So what I'm doing is I'm just cropping out the areas of the image I don't need so we can create a nice mosaic from the different, I don't know what they call them, different segments, I guess. Because these KH9 images, they're really long strips of film and they're split up into different segments. Otherwise you'd be downloading anything from like a 2 gigabyte to like a 10 gigabyte file. So it's probably nicer for them just to break it up. It just makes it easier. So I just merge them together myself. It's not that big of a deal. Unless Photoshop throws a tantrum, and I'm really hoping it doesn't. And I'm also hoping I didn't just jinx it. Because otherwise it makes the process a whole lot more complicated. But I feel like we will be fine. Fingers crossed. So what's everyone up to? How's everyone's day been? I know it's been a crazy... Well, last week was a crazy week because we're in a new week now. But the past 7 days have been crazy. We've had Starliner, we've had Starship, we've had Spaceship 2. What else we had? There was another launch in there, wasn't there? Was there like an Electron or something? Some Chinese launches. What am I forgetting? Probably some Starlinks. There's always Starlinks. What year is this from? This is from, I looked it up before and now I can't remember. This is from 1979, May the 6th. So, quite a long time ago. Or at least for me. That was before I was born. Hopefully you can tell that was before I was born. Hopefully I don't look that old. That sounds really mean. I hope no one here is that age. Otherwise I just feel incredibly terrible right now. And I didn't mean it that way. Alright. So that was a nice quick image merge. That was nice. I'm going to crop out those little bits there. I always feel bad cropping parts of the image out, but I just like it to have smooth edges and everything like that. So you went to an air show yesterday. That's awesome, Philip. What was the air show and what kind of displays were there? I'm interested to know because I was watching a YouTube stream the other day of an air show in the UK, and that was pretty cool. There's some pretty neat planes there. I haven't been to an air show in so long. The last time I went to one was probably like 15 years ago, and I believe, if my memory serves me correctly, I believe they had an F-111 doing its final, or one of its final displays. It did like a dump and burn pretty low over the runway. I have like a very, very faded memory of that, but I can kind of see it. And I need to go back and see another air show. But they're just, to me, they're not quite what they used to be, at least over here in Australia. But maybe I'm just in the wrong place. I don't know. Yeah, if you saw like an F-22 and an F-35, I'm very jealous. I know we have an F-35 or two, or maybe like 10. I don't know how many we have over here in Australia, but I don't know if they do air shows yet. I've never seen one. I've seen like F-18s and all that good stuff. My favorite plane is C-17. Yeah. Um, all right, this looks great. This looks beautiful. Just how I like it. We're going to convert it into grayscale because we don't need color data because there's no color. Although sometimes Photoshop does add in color randomly. So, yeah, look at this. It's pretty cool. Ships leaving, see their wake. That's pretty awesome. You could probably calculate these wakes and figure out how quick the ship was going. But I'm not a mathematician, so I'm not going to do that. But busy Tokyo here. All right, now we're just going to add some contrast in here. I don't want to break anything too much, so I cannot see any crushed blacks. That's nice. And I don't want to blow out my highlights too much. I think this is quite nice. Something like that. Spirit of St. Louis Airshow Misery. Wow. They had a B2. C-17 is my favorite, but seeing a B2 would be crazy. There was some of the B2s stationed about 2 hours away from me. I think it might have been like a year or two ago. And I really wanted to go and see them, but I know they kind of shoo people away from the airport. So I didn't want to make the trip just to get pushed away. And you never know when you're going to see them take off and that kind of thing. So I might just have to make it over to the US for an air show at some point. But that's awesome. I'm glad you got to go and see that. The last time I saw a display was in my city, which is Brisbane here in Australia. They do something called River Fire, which is like it's like a festival in the city that lasts for I think it's like a week. And part of it is they do a fireworks display along the river in the city. But earlier that day, they have like F-18s and C-17s fly over. But they used to fly over really low. And I wouldn't be shocked if all of you have probably seen videos of it because it's kind of infamous for this, shall we say. Just having a C-17 flying really low in a city, kind of like lower than the buildings, and then kind of pulling up and flying through the buildings, which scares people a little bit. Scared me the first time I saw it because I was not expecting it, but it was fun. Definitely a memory that will stick with me for a long time because I think they cannot fly that low anymore because they're building a new bridge in the city. Yeah, the C-17 buzzing that apartment building. That video, if you're thinking of the one where there's a video where they're in the apartment building, they're looking down the river. I was on the other end of that river looking up, so I kind of had the opposite perspective. And we were expecting them to take a right and go up over the bridge. And I was like, oh, that's pretty safe. But they pulled up left and went through the buildings. I was like, what? I panicked pretty bad that day. I think I got some photos of it somewhere. Maybe we can dig those up at some point, but I'm not going to get too sidetracked now. I know we welcome getting sidetracked on this channel, but not today. Okay, I saved this. So the image is merged, it's been contrast boosted and whatnot. Did I saved it. Cool. Okay, cool. We're good. So now we're going to jump over to QGIS, which means I have to change the scene. Boom, look at that. And I'm going to put the image in here so I don't continue to flashbang everyone with a horrible white screen. Now, so this is QGIS, or QGIS, depending on how you want to pronounce it. It's basically a, for lack of a better term, I'm just going to call it a map making software or map editing software, but it's all like, yeah. I don't know how to pronounce, how to explain it simply, so I'm just not going to try. But it's free. It's I believe it's open source, possibly. I don't know if I should have said that because I don't know if that's entirely true, but that's what my brain is telling me right now. So, what I do when I am georeferencing an image is the quickest way I have found is to start with the corners, or in this case, as close to the corners as you can get. Because as you might imagine, it's a little bit hard to pinpoint the exact spot in this water over here. So, we're going to have to do a little bit of experimentation because I didn't think this through all the way. But once again, this is part of the fun on stream, is I get to do things and probably embarrass myself a little bit. And I have no problem with doing that. So I think the best place to start is this bottom left corner down here, because we have a river, and rivers make life 1,000% easier, especially in a city. Okay, so that is it. That's the one. And the people in the building are freaking out when they see the C-17 coming towards them. I can't blame them. I would, if I didn't know that was happening to that level, I would be freaking out too. I can only imagine how much that building shook. All right. So I see this. I don't know if you guys can see my cursor. I only have a low resolution preview going over here, just so I don't take all my bandwidth. But this curvy road, this guy here, I'm going to choose this intersection because that's this intersection here. Cool. So one thing we have to remember today, and I'm gonna ask everyone here to remind me of this when I take a break, in probably like an hour or so, just to refresh my brain. Is I still need to do battery swaps on my camera because I have yet to buy an AC adapter because they're expensive, and I have better things to spend money on. So, because I think 2 out of 3 streams I've done so far have ended with me having no camera, which, I mean, I guess it adds character to the stream, right? But I want to see if I can improve. There's always places to learn and things to improve on. Okay, so I see this kind of backwards C shape in these buildings, which is apparently not there anymore, but I feel like that's these over here. I think, yes. And so I'm going to go up, up. There's an intersection which runs up there, which is this guy in here. So this, we're going to place a point in this intersection here. I don't know how well you guys can see that, because I know they're quite small little dots. So what I'm going to do is configure Georeferencing, and I'm going to put little labels. So 1 and 1. There we go. That might help you see a little bit easier. Okay, that's. Why is that one 1 when I already? Okay, I'm not going to question it. That should be 2. The other one starts at 0. Okay. I don't usually use the little labels. I feel like they get in the way, but for streaming purposes and hopefully a bit of education, I can. I'm happy to throw them on and hopefully educate a little bit. Now, I believe this area has changed. I can see this building is this one here, but is that big building that one? No, that's changed. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay, I'm just going to go with this building right now because that looks to be the same. And I'm going to put a point there on their driveway. But the driveway's gone. I didn't inspect that very well, did I? On that corner of the building. And that building's on an angle, so I'm going to put it just in a little bit. Yeah, the starship pictures. I mean, it was a shot in the dark, right? Literally, actually, because I think that was taken at nighttime. Yeah, I honestly I didn't expect much at all. It was like Starship, of course, well, super heavy in this case. obviously it's a pretty big object, and we knew roughly where it landed, but the image was taken like 14 hours afterwards, and that was my fault. I think I should have taken the image sooner because I slept because I was exhausted, and then I woke up and I had all these notifications from you and multiple other people in multiple places saying like, "Hey, can you grab an image of this?" And I was like, I don't know if I can, and I kind of put it off for a while because I was like, "Oh, this might be hard," but I should have just done it much sooner. Um, but that's a lesson learned for next time. We can try to get images, but again, there's no guarantee. But I feel like that's kind of part of the fun because if we try to take images of it, say 10 times on the next 10 flights, and we fail, but then on the 11th time we get it, that's going to be like a big celebration moment, right? Um, so I'm all for it. Um, Yeah, and I wasn't even gonna try to capture a starship in the in the Indian Ocean because that was just way too big of an area to even try. Um, yeah. Oh wait, is that this guy? No, that's huh. Yeah. This island has changed a lot right now. You think it is a DC-10? Oh, I can't get back. Where is it? Come on. You know, where is he? He's down here. You think this? Oh. Can you figure out what livery that is? It's got a dark tail. That's all I can tell you. But yeah, it's very pixely, isn't it? Um, mm, yeah, I mean, once again, once the image is georeferenced, or even just roughly georeferenced, it doesn't have to be perfect. That should help measurements, but then there could be like what a million planes with the same size. Um, oh boy, this airport has changed a lot. I'm not shocked, but it's gonna make life hard. This airport has changed so much. Uh-huh. Okay. All right. All right. Okay. We come down in here. Okay, this should be doable. This should be easier. Because really, at the moment, all we want is like rough guide points, just to get us in the right place, just to get us located in roughly the right location. And I think once we get one or two more, we might be on the first step. There's no longer a bridge. They built a tunnel. Nice. I assume that helps with getting ships through. Oh wait, look, you can see they started building a tunnel here, which is this guy. Well, that's pretty neat. How cool is that? I always love seeing construction projects, even if it's something as basic as like a highway. Um, like when I was doing an image the other day of, I think it was Seattle. No, it was San Diego. I was doing an image of San Diego because I was aircraft carrier hunting and things like that. We don't need to talk about that. But they were constructing a highway, and I was just like, man, this is so cool, or a freeway, whatever it's called. But yeah, just seeing everything under construction, and just I love seeing how things change over time, especially when some of these images are like over 50 years old, and you go to somewhere that is currently a really big city, um, and you just see how everything has changed. It's pretty damn cool, and it helps make the process quite rewarding. I feel like, at least personally. Uh, there's a golf course out here. Wow, that's dedication, isn't it? I mean, I guess you've worked a long day in the port. You've been busy, busy, busy. What do you want to do? You want to go play golf? I get it. I can't blame them. Go have a drink. Go play golf, and have a good nap. That's that's uh that's the way to go. All right, we got 5 points in. I feel like this should be enough to get us started. So, I don't know. Is that going to show? It's not going to show up. Okay, so I got a little window that's popped up right now. You can't see it because I'm not sharing my entire screen. But basically, I'm just telling it how, just how the, how do I explain this? How the declassified image, the satellite image, is going to talk to the Google image over here. Right? And I hit a magical button. Okay, now that screen just moved. Hi, Atlas. How's it going? The software is called QGIS, which is QGIS. Actually, if you want, I can even just go and get you a link because I like to. So it's the same software on both screens, but the one on what have I done? The one on the right is just a different panel, or I guess a different window, which is the georeferencer window. And all that does, it just helps me move. How do I say this? It helps me georeference the image on top of here, on top of the Google image. So, you know what? We can do this relatively quickly, just so I can show you. And it'll also be helpful. Yeah, it's a free software, and you can do all sorts of mapping things with it. Whether you're actually like making a map or you're playing with satellite images, so many things. It's like a more advanced version of Google Earth Pro. I feel like there's professionals in the geospatial world right now who are crying at me for saying that, but I feel like that's the simplest way I can put it. So if you wanted to make a map by like placing points everywhere and putting labels and stuff, you can do that. Or even if you just want to just drag old satellite images or old aerial images and compare them to the Google image, maybe you can analyze them and map them. I hope that helps. And if you have any more questions, please feel free to let me know. I can't promise to know the answer because I only know like a certain corner of QGIS. There are so many features I don't know, but I can do my best to help you out if there is anything. And I will happily admit if I don't know an answer. I'm not going to give you an answer which is how do I say this? Wrong. So we're just climbing through this process now, where QGIS is just figuring out how to put this old satellite image on the right place on the map. And once we do that, it'll help the georeferencing process become much easier, save so much time. 87%, we're almost there. Does anyone else have any other questions, whether it's related to this or satellite imagery or anything else for that matter? I've been kind of heads down, just going ballistic with satellite imagery lately. Mostly this declassified stuff. I've been on a bit of a kick, and it's been fun. It's been really fun. So it's at 100%. Is it going to spit it into QGIS? Come on, you can do it. You can do it. Oh, and it's trying. Oh, that's a great question, Phil. So, yeah, I'm an official Soil Earth ambassador. Actually, look at this. I don't know where I am in frame because I don't have OBS, but I got a Soil hoodie because they're my friends. Actually, but like, so I basically, how would you put it? I guess yeah, I'm just an ambassador for Soil. So like I'm a fan of Saw, right? So even if I had no affiliation to them, I would still be uploading my images to their website because it just allows for such easy browsing of these images. Like this guy, like that file is how big is this file? That's a 1.3 gigabyte file, and I know for some people that's not huge, but I don't want to be sending people 1.3 gigabyte files, and then they have to download software like QGIS, learn how to use that, and then be able to view the image. Like that's not very fun. So yeah, I like the ability to upload these images to SAW, and it just makes it so much easier for everyone else, all my followers and whatnot, just to browse these images without having to download large files. You can go in and do transparency. You know all of that, right? But just for everyone else, in case they don't know. So basically, I don't really know how I'd put it, but yeah, I'm an ambassador, so sharing my images that are uploaded to SAW, and I put them onto Twitter and Instagram. Even here on YouTube, maybe there's something I can do in a more official state for them. But I guess I'm just like a voice, I guess. I've never really thought about how to explain this, so I do apologize if I'm rambling and it doesn't help whatsoever. But yeah, kind of like an outreach ambassador, I guess, and speaking to people about the platform and how they could use it. Like I'm not. This is not a sponsored stream or anything, so I'm not being paid to say any of this, but like, I genuinely recommend the platform for anyone who likes satellite imagery and whatnot, and it would be cool to see more people sharing their work in the interactive format. And yeah, I just think it's really, really cool because when I first started out with this satellite imagery stuff, I was like, man, I hate sharing JPEGs of satellite images because it's boring. Like, it's cool, but it's boring. It's so much more fun when you can interact with an image, when you can use the transparency slider and see changes. You can draw all over the map and things like that. So I hope that helps. It's also like I was using SAW's embed function on my website for the longest time, because without that embed function of the embedded maps, why don't I just show you? We're just gonna go to space from space, right? And like these declassified images. Where do we want to go? What should we allow? Where do we want to go? Let's go to like aims. Right, this is one I did recently. Without this embed function down here of the map, my website I feel like would be kind of useless because there's a limit to the file size that I'm gonna put on my website. So if you can come over here and just browse the image and see how much things have changed, like yeah. So I'm incredibly grateful to that team, and I just noticed this airship hangar door is open. I don't think I noticed that when I was actually doing the georeferencing in this image. I don't think you can see it. I am so sorry. I am on the wrong scene. 1 second. Yeah. So let's go back. But yeah, this page on my website, for every single image on my website, there is a SAW embed, and without this function, I feel like my website would be useless because I'm not going to upload like a multi-gigabyte image to my website for everyone to download. I feel like I probably wouldn't be able to afford the server costs on that and whatnot. So yeah, I hope that answers your question. I don't know if it does. I haven't thought about how to put it into words, but yeah, I do hope that helps. All right, so we have, this is a rough georeference, so the image is kind of in the right place. I mean, we can fix it with caching. Cam, let me rephrase that. I don't know what that means. Yes, just don't touch the DNS. Like, if you say anything website related to me, I'm just like, okay, I don't know what that means. But sure, as long as it works, that's all I want. So what I'm just going to quickly do is I'm just going to compress this image. Why is it so slow? What is it doing? Why would you do that? It's not very nice. We have so many DNS stories. The amount of times I've broken DNS. Yeah. And there was one day, I think it was at the beginning of this year. I made a change to my website, and then like an hour later, I uploaded a really cool image, and I posted it on Twitter, and it got so many link clicks. But my DNS was broken, so no one could get to my website. I was like, no. And by the time I fixed it, it was too late. So none of that traffic really got to my website, which was a bit sad. But it is what it is. And that was one of those weird things with Webflow, where they just had some weird standard for DNS or something, and we were all a bit like, "What? What? Why would you make that decision?" That's just. But it is what it is. The website has been stable for like 5 to 6 months now, and I probably just jinxed it. But once again, that's all part of the fun. So I'm probably gonna wake up tomorrow to a bunch of messages like, "Harry, your website's broken again." I'm like, damn it. This is the reason I'm compressing the image, because when I zoom in, it's going to take like an hour. Not actually an hour, I'm exaggerating, but okay. And I don't know why it does this. I haven't got to the bottom of this yet, but sometimes it just crops off the corner of the image. I know how to fix it, but I just don't know why it does it, because I would like to not fix it in the first place. So that guy's going to come down there to like, where's that line going? I need like a ruler with me. It's going to go further south than that, isn't it? It's like that. That's good enough. It's the middle of the water. No one's going to notice the difference. Don't tell anyone I said that. All right. So I now have a compressed version of this image. We're gonna park that in there. And cool. All right. So now this is going to save us a bunch of time. So we can see, zoom in here. I don't know what this is over here, but it's pretty cool. So we have pretty close, guys. I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty happy with this. This is like half the road is aligned. That's pretty good. So basically, now all we got to do is just refine this. See the airports. Wow, the airport has changed so much. Holy cow. They like redid the whole thing. There's no way I'm gonna get that accurate. That's insane. That is really impressive. See, this is a perfect example of why I love doing this. You can see how much the airport has changed. That is insane. Yeah. Okay. I am now more enthusiastic about doing this image, because before I was a little bit scared, I'm not gonna lie. But now I feel better about it. And it's cropped off this corner as well. Why does it do that? Okay. How close does that get? That gets pretty close to alignment right there. Okay, so we're just gonna drop a thing in here, and we're just gonna go like that. Say that's that. Cool. All right. So now comes the painful part. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask for some audience participation right here. Your job is to keep me sane, okay? Because this is the part where I start to lose my mind. More than I already have. Northwest. This guy over here, right? Yeah, that's that's pretty good. The shoreline is pretty close and everything like that. Even how's this up here? Oh, it's frozen. I'm not gonna push it. I'm not gonna push it. I'm gonna let it sit. Uh-oh. The crash. Okay, cool. Okay, that corner is good. They've extended it, but that corner's good. I think we should be okay. This part is impossible, and so is this runway. But I feel like we should. I mean, it doesn't even exist, so we don't really have to worry about it, right? Um, I think we're going to be okay. So, what I might do is my voice is already struggling, so I'm going to make some tea real quick. So, I'm going to put you on a screen that shows you awesome satellite images. And what I want you guys to do is I want to see how many people can get every image right. No pressure, maybe just a little bit of pressure, but I enjoy just watching chat and seeing the guesses in the images and seeing who gets them right. I maybe in the future I could do like a little prize thing. Somehow we could calculate who gets most of the images right, the most images right, and you get like a little prize or something. 0% chance. Come on, be nice to yourself. There are some hard ones in there, I won't lie. But for now, I'm gonna leave you with that. I will be back in probably like 2 or 3 minutes, so don't freak out. If I'm gone longer, I've probably fallen asleep, but I will not let that happen. So thanks guys. Just hold on for a second while I get this fixed, and then we will dig into the weeds. So have fun. Alrighty, you guys did really good. There was some tricky ones in there. I was watching, and there was a few tricky ones on there, and I noticed there weren't any responses. But I can't blame you. I can't blame you. Um, that the second last one was China. I'm not going to pronounce the launch site because I don't know how to pronounce it, and I've seen people pronounce it wrong, and then people jump on them for it. Not that I think you guys would jump on me for it, but I'm not going to try. But you did very good. That was very cool. There were some nice, easy ones in there, and then there were some tricky ones. I think probably the easiest one is probably like Starbase and 39A, and there's like, the SpaceX pads and whatnot, and the Cape pads and whatnot. So yeah, and I update that, by the way, every time I stream. When new images come in that are really cool, especially ones that I post online. Those automatically get put into that folder, and yeah, so there's always more. I don't know how many images are currently in that folder. While that's not the point of the stream, we're going to take a look because now I'm curious. Where are we? YouTube stuff. Here we go. There's only 74 images in there right now. There needs to be a lot more. We need to have hundreds. We'll get there. It's just time consuming. All right. So let's dig in. I have my tea, which is currently way too hot, and I didn't think of how long it's going to take to drink. I mean, to cool down. Jeez. But it's fine. It's in my nice NSF Starbase mug. So shout out to my friends at NSF. Great people. Love everyone there. And I think we should just dig in. This is the part where it's gonna get repetitive. So once again, I'm gonna rely on you guys to keep me sane. Because what else am I supposed to do, right? So we have this roughly georeferenced image, which is kind of like a guide. So if we do get stuck, I can just flick this on and we can go, okay, there's like an intersection over here, so that's that. And when I turn that off, okay, the intersection's still there. That kind of thing, right? Heck, I'm already seeing this building over here. That looks to be the exact same building. And so we have to remember, okay, I'm going to take a step back here. So one thing you have to remember when you're georeferencing is you need to georeference the ground. So can you guys see my cursor? By the way, can someone confirm that to me or not? Because, yeah. So one thing you need to remember is you want to georeference the ground and not like the roof of the building. Because as your satellite is like taking the image from an angle, obviously the top of the building is going to look like it's leaning one way or another, right? And so if you georeference the top of a building, obviously it's not going to be in the right place as the ground. So therefore, it's not going to be located in the right place. I'm not very good at explaining things. Maybe one day I can do like a visual example. I can have a little image of a skyscraper and just kind of georeference the top of the building. Maybe it's more intuitive than I think it is. I just don't want to assume that everyone knows exactly what I'm talking about. Because I feel like that's the worst thing someone can do when you're trying to teach someone is just assuming that everyone knows what you're talking about. Yeah. And I'm just going to change this mode here. Okay, cool. So what I've got also going is I'm currently navigating using my right screen, which is the declassified image. And it's now that everything is linked to the Google image, when I navigate with the, yeah, I wonder if I can change my cursor color. That's a really good point because this is something from QGIS and I don't know if I can change that, to be completely honest with you. Because sometimes even for me, it's hard to see. You can see it. Okay, that's a good start. But Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to write that down, and then change georeferencing cursor color. Thank you. Um, and I will get that done for the next stream, if it's possible. If not, I mean, I can always try to do. Yeah, that I don't think that works either. Okay, let's just. I'm not going to overthink it. Sorry, I'm just watching back my preview so I can see what does change. Yeah, it doesn't show up. Okay. All right, I'm getting distracted. I'm in the weeds. Yeah, I think it's just because Q just changes. I mean, the hand is different, but when I go to this little cross thing, I don't know if I can change that. Um, but is that road really that wiggly? That is not. I mean, it looks like it, doesn't it? That's pretty cool. Nice wiggly road. Yeah, I probably won't change the cursor color right now while I'm live because I probably somehow dox myself. I'll probably show you something I shouldn't show on my computer, like some number or something. Probably like a password will pop up on screen somehow, knowing me. Um, but I will definitely get that changed. I hope at least the points that are popping up on screen kind of helps a little bit. So basically, we're just going to run along the edges of this image, and we're just going to drop points on like intersections and stuff like that, and just get us in the right place. Get everything located so the software knows what it's doing. I don't see anything on the island that jumps out at me. A nice little street, like that. Cool. That's pretty nice. Come up into here. So I just thought of a story that I could tell you guys. I might have told it before. I honestly cannot remember, but I may as well. It's not a long story. But about all these declassified satellite images. I remember back when I was getting into satellite imagery, and people would say to me, "Oh, you should like, can you imagine if you had like KH11 imagery and stuff?" And I was like, yeah, like, I'm not really worried about imagery I can't get my hands on. Like, it would be cool if it was available, but I don't really care." And then they're like, "Oh, what about like KH9 and KH7 imagery? Because that's all declassified, and there's a way to get it." And I was like, "Yeah, but it's not like current. I don't really care." Blah blah blah. And then like a year later, I just absolutely fell in love with it because I realized how much value it held. Um, so I think I was a little not in the right headspace the first time. I think I just didn't truly understand the power of this imagery. Um, like the historic value of being able to have high resolution satellite imagery pretty much all over the world from what 50, 60 years ago. It's it's like a superpower at times. I know the KH imagery has been used for like climate studies and environment studies, looking at deforestation. I believe there was a study on like how whales migrate, something like that. Um, I saw another study a few months ago where people were like capturing like ancient like fortresses before they were demolished or something. I think it was in the Middle East. I don't remember exactly what it was, but they were capturing all these old villages and towns that are now buried or something like that. There are so many use cases, and yeah, things like coastal erosion, looking at how things like that have changed. I mean, even I see that as someone who's not a scientist, I see that a lot when I'm doing places like the Cape or Wallops. Even you just see how much the coast has shrunk in that time. So it's pretty eye opening, and it holds a lot of value. Um, so now with that road is not there. Well, the intersection. I'll do this one here. So now that we have all these companies with all these different satellites taking images of the Earth every single day, yeah, it's we have a an archive that is pretty incredible. So obviously, right now, one of the big issues is still cost. Like it can be very expensive for an individual like myself or any of you watching to go and if you're like, hey, I want to go study, I don't know, coastal erosion of my town. I mean, you can do that. Well, you can do that for free with like Sentinel and stuff. What's something higher resolution? Like, if you wanted to track the migration of animals or something, again, you can do that with free satellite imagery, which this is a pretty good ad for free satellite imagery. There are people who track penguins in the Antarctic by literally looking at penguin poop. You can see penguin poop in 10-meter Sentinel-2 imagery, and people track that, and you can see where the penguins are migrating. So it's very impressive what you can do. And even if you're just doing it as a hobby, like I guess what I do, looking at launch pads being constructed and stuff, I started off with just using the free Sentinel imagery. And even though it was low resolution, we could see things like, oh, look, they're clearing land at this launch pad. And, oh, look, they're starting to build out at Roberts Road for SpaceX and whatnot. And then, obviously, over time, got access to more resources and could do more in-depth tracking. Yeah, it's pretty unlimited what you can do these days, especially with companies like my good friends at Umbra. They are just incredible, putting out millions of dollars worth of satellite images for free for anyone to use. And it's not like they're just putting out JPEGs. They're putting out they're giving you like all the raw information that was captured by the satellites. Like that is so cool. Like what an awesome company. Yeah, so if you're interested in synthetic aperture radar, go and check out Umbra's website. They have a open data page, and you can just go in and download all the images you want. It's insane. So I would not be shocked if there are people doing studies with even their data that they just got for free. It's bananas. Does anyone have any questions? I hope I'm not just like steaming on through this and you guys have no clue what's going on. Or we can talk about events that have happened recently. Like I feel like there's like a few pretty big launches recently. I don't know if you guys heard about that, but some pretty cool things that happened. There's more on the way. Here we go. Now we're getting into the big buildings. And here, it's like you do the base. That building has changed a lot, so I'm not going to touch that. I should have looked over first. Whoopsie. All right, here guys, a nice big intersection here. Wow, that is really cool. I've never been to Japan, but yeah, you never have any clue about anything. Welcome to my life. Welcome to my life. I never know what I'm doing. I'm just pressing buttons and hoping things work. I've never been to Japan, but I would love to go. It would be really cool. I've heard wonderful things. Wonderful things. Probably I'd love to go in the winter. That would be really cool. Like now, really, the perfect time. Perfect time to be anywhere in the. Oh wait, it's summer there right now, is that because they're in the northern hemisphere? Whoopsie! Now I'm the one making the hemisphere mistakes. So sorry. Shame on me. Okay, that looks like the top edge done. Yeah, so that's a good. We're up to 39 points. Technically 40 because we start at 0. But that didn't take too long, did it? So now we'll go all the way down this left edge, then the bottom, and then we'll kind of like scatter our way across the coastline, and then just drop a few points in the middle. And if I've done it right, fingers crossed, we'll have a nice image. This is pretty easy because I've been doing some images lately which do not make it easy. Do not make it easy at all. Is my tea ready to be consumed yet? Mm-hmm. It is. I'm glad it was. If it wasn't, I would have just been screaming or drinking really hot water. That would have been good content. Okay. Let's push south. Um, What else can we talk about? This is like my improving my talking skills because I'm not good at talking without talking points, and I currently don't have any talking points other than talking about the lines or the line markings I'm seeing on these roads. But I feel like we can't have a very in-depth conversation about line markings. Maybe we could. Who knows? Maybe there's a whole science behind line marking a road. I'm sure there is. I'm sure it's more complicated than it seems. Although sometimes you see where they fail line marking a road, you just see a splodge of paint all over the road, and you're like, huh, something went wrong. I wouldn't want to be that guy. That's in between those, which is like that. By the way, if there's any like location requests that you want to see a declassified image of, please let me know. Because I feel like that would make it extra fun on a stream. Especially, like, I would love to grow this channel and, get a larger audience in here and things like that. But for now, since it's just like, was it the 6 of us? I feel like this is a good opportunity for you guys to get like custom requests in because maybe in the future it might be like a super chat thing or something like that whenever that gets enabled. Yeah, I need to like come up with like future ideas for all of this. I haven't really thought ahead too much because I don't want to get too eager. But it would be cool to do. I mean, like I was saying earlier, like some sort of competition where whoever guesses the most places correct in that screen that shows the satellite images while I'm making tea or having a nap or whatever. Just cool little things like that. Maybe I could make a little space from space patches or something, and people can win one of those, or maybe a sticker would be easier because I've heard horror stories about making custom patches. Just things like that, just to make it kind of fun and more interactive. Maybe at some point I could have people call in. We can have a chat. I don't know, just thinking out loud. Like one of my big goals when I first thought about doing a YouTube channel was that is not quite like it was. Go down here. What's down here? What was I saying? One of my goals when I initially started brainstorming about a YouTube channel was getting guests on from satellite imagery companies. It's like people at Umbra, or I don't know who else would want to come and talk to me, but anyone. And just, I like the idea of having a casual chat, right? Like, even if they weren't representing their company, but they were just their individual self, and just having a casual chat, asking them questions, getting opinions, thoughts, ideas, whatever. I don't like to make things too formal. I feel like it takes the fun out of it. That's why I'm very much okay with having problems on my live streams and stuff, because it makes it human. Like as long as that live stream is like relatively running and it doesn't make people cringe and run away, then I'm cool with like, oh no, my banner broke, or my little swirly logo guy's not working, or something like that. Um, yeah, I feel like it's just cool just to hang out because that's not going to work. Personally, I really like streams where it's someone just chilling and it's just a chill mood. Especially when I'm working, sometimes I just best thing I can do is just throw on something where people are just again. I'm not looking at this properly because I'm talking too much. Um, yeah, just a chill stream where people are just having a chat, just doing their thing, uh, not yelling into the microphone and you know overly produced. But of course, everyone has their own style, so I'm not here to judge. Just a preference. That's just my opinion, bro. Um, yeah. Oh no, he's running away. Um, oh, we got a few messages here. You collect patches? Awesome. I'm not a patch guy, but I know people do like patches, so maybe that could be a thing. Like just that little swirly logo guy I have in the bottom left. Maybe I could just turn that into a patch. Well, I guess that's my main logo. Um, I feel like that would be cool. Um, is Pitch doing a? Ooh, that would be cool. Um, the Friday spaceflight update. Do you mean the live show, um, or the this week in spaceflight kind of thing? Um, it depends. Depends how much time I have, really. That could be a cool idea if they were open to it. Maybe I can pitch that. Um, Thank you for that idea. Yeah, don't run away, Cam. Come back. Come back. Don't run away. Um, yeah, I do hope I can execute these ideas because it would be cool. Just as of where are we? I'm lost. I am lost. That is okay. It's like roughly that. It's close enough. As of right now, it's just a time thing for me. Um, as you can tell, since it's been so long since my last stream, it's just I just haven't really had time to dedicate to doing a stream. Because to be honest, when I am streaming, things go a little bit. I'm a little bit slower at working through these things, just because obviously I'm talking, and my brain is not very good at multitasking. But yeah, once I like have things more worked out and like a better schedule and whatnot, I would definitely love to get interviews or what. It's not going to work either, is it? I need to pay more attention. That's changed a lot. Okay, we'll go with that next intersection. Um, yeah, just start scheduling more things. Because at the moment, I'm doing all this myself. I think. I hope I'm not forgetting anyone that helps me out in the moment. But you have a small think tank looking into the plane thing. Thank you. Thank you so much. You know, if they had Flight Radar 24 back then, it would be much easier. But actually, it probably wouldn't because we didn't have a time. Although you could probably calculate the time because we have the day and you could calculate the shadows. But we're not going into that today because my brain does not want to melt. Um, but if anyone ever wants to analyze my images in that sort of way and figure out the exact time of day they were taken, please feel free. Because I don't want to do it myself. I've talked to people about doing that, but it's too complicated for me. It's way too complicated. All right. Um, this week in spaceflight. Okay. Um, yeah, that would be really cool. We could do something like that. Um, I will note that idea, and I know who to talk to about that. It is mid morning. How can you tell? Are you okay? No, I get it because what was the date on this? May, which is summer ish, which means yeah, the shadows aren't super long, are they? And it's the shadows. The sun's coming from the east-ish, southeast. Okay, yeah, yeah, I can see that mid morning. Mid morning. Um, Philip, I wanted to do that for so long. I literally have a script written. Um, I it just turns out I'm really bad at reading a script. I'm really bad at it. I've been trying to practice. I cannot tell you how many times I've recorded it, and it looks like you can see the pain in my eyes. Ugh. So I've been trying to come up with a way just to do it. I've been thinking, what if I just live stream it? I have a rough outline. I live stream it, and then I take that live stream, cut it up, and put it into a video. Um, just because for the life of me, I don't know why I just cannot read a script. Um, and it's not like I'm trying to be super professional either. I want to keep it quite chill, just like these live streams. But for some reason, I can't do it. I'm not going to give up because that was originally going to be the first video I ever put on this channel, and then I realized how much pain it caused me to to do that. So then I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna live stream because then I don't need a script. And live streams are fun because I get to interact with everyone who shows up, and we can cause chaos together and have a chuckle. Um, but yeah, I'm not dismissing that idea at all. I have multiple scripts written for multiple videos that I really want to do. Um, I just need to put my brain in a headspace where I can do it. I think it's just down to practice. I just need it. Whoa. Okay. Look at that. Wow. Wowzers. Down to 70 points. Mm-hmm. 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 Yeah. But yeah, no, it'll happen at some point. I know I did that one narrated video, which was the how to download images from Google Earth in high resolution. Um, and that wasn't too bad because it was like a few single sentences put together, and I recorded that video over like multiple hours. I'm not even kidding, because I just can't do it. Um, so maybe I just need to slowly record that like one paragraph at a time. Maybe that's the way for me to do it. Um, and then editing a video. That's I mean, I've done basic editing before, but I feel like I just need to sit and find my style. That intersection has changed a lot, so we're not going to touch that. This guy in here is a. But yeah, I have a document which has a list of video ideas, and some of them are really cool. Actually, I think yesterday was the day that I planned to publish one of them, because it's the anniversary of that event that happened. But actually, I meant to make a tweet about that, but I was so busy I forgot. Shame on me. Shame on me. Since I haven't done it, I may as well tell you because I'm not going to post it now because it's out of date. But it was the anniversary of probably the biggest story I ever broke, which was there's a rocket engine test stand in China where they test fire solid rocket motors, I believe. And one of the motors kind of blew up while they were testing it and destroyed the stand. And that was only unveiled because of satellite imagery. There was no announcement regarding that explosion. There was nothing, no external images or anything. And the funny thing is, when I posted that, the event had happened like 9 months ago at that point. I think it happened in like October of 2021, and I didn't know until like June 2022, and then I published it like a few days later when I had investigated it. So that was a pretty big moment for me, to be honest, because it felt like a lot of hard work paid off in that moment, which was pretty cool. And yeah, I don't know. I don't want to toot my horn too much, but I'm pretty proud of that. Um, And I don't really like to publish things like that and be like, like these people had an explosion and destroyed their stand. It's more of just like a, hey, this happened. Like, yeah. If you want to have your own opinion on like laughing at someone or encouraging someone or whatever, that's fine. I don't mind. But personally, for me, I uh, I kind of just like to pass on the facts and let other people form their opinions. That does not exist anymore. Wow. Oh, someone did not like that little sticky outy bit, I guess. Um, yeah, if you have any other video ideas, please feel free to let me know. Oh, there's the plane. Everyone say hi to the plane. Um, Cam, do we have an update on the plane? Are you still thinking it's a DC-10? Uh, what's it gonna say? It's gonna say something else, and now I forgot. Yeah, if you have any other video ideas, please feel free to let me know. I think I said that. Oh, um, that video you mentioned about how to get satellite images. Um, I'm pretty sure you're aware that I do have that blog on my website, which I kind of threw together quickly. It's not listed on the website, like I don't really advertise it because I'm not too happy with the layout of those blogs yet. It was more so just an experiment. But I will tell you that that is the most visited page on my website. So, like you say, that would draw people in, and that's kind of why I did it. I just wanted to experiment and see what kind of reach. Why did I not put that in the corner? I just wanted to experiment, see what kind of reach, and yep. I don't know, man. I feel like I lost my train of thought halfway through that, but it's uh, it's very interesting. Because I feel like that's a popular thing, especially when certain world events that happen at times where people, oh, hey, look, who wants another plane? This one's a lot smaller, so it might be harder to identify. But we got one plane taking off and one coming in for landing, one in approach. Um, Looking for libraries, but yes, libraries or liveries. I hear people say both, and I don't know which one is correct. Um, You've seen it and you think it's really good. Thanks so much. I appreciate that. Um, I might edit it at some point and add a few more sources because there are some I've left out. But again, that was just kind of thrown together as an experiment just to see what would happen, and all that. All right, what do we got? Okay, there's some big buildings down here. This looks like it could almost be like Navy or something. So that guy's in there. Like, nope, that's not gonna work. That's not gonna work. Uh, yeah, I think there are a few more blogs thrown up on there. I think I turned them on. Um, but again, it's just all experimentation, and I'm not trying to advertise it too much just yet. Um, and I want to make videos out of those too, like just to how to get declassified spy satellite images. Like that's the title right there. People are gonna click on that because people are like, oh, declassified, like spooky. But in reality, we all know it's not anything like weird or you know uh, no conspiracy thing or whatever. It's just like, yeah, these declassified spy satellite images. If I was looking at these 40 years ago, I'd probably need like a top secret clearance or something. Um, Maybe. I don't know exactly. Are they top secret or just secret or classified? I don't know. I know there's all those different levels and I'm not sure exactly what's what, to be honest. So we got a point on this guy here. I feel like we need one over here. What do we got? T was a good call. T was a good call. That's pretty much the same. So I'm just gonna plop that guy down in there like that. Wait. Ish. Uh, that's not quite, is it? It's like something like that. That'd be close enough. It's fine. It's fine. Famous last words. Um, yeah, Cam. Hopefully, I can get you guys the image so you can look at it yourself, close up. Um, okay, new theory is lucky. L1011. Oh, what a beautiful plane! What a beautiful plane. So we do think it's a tri-engine because I thought it only had two. Okay. Okay. Forward to getting a final answer here. Into there. That's that intersection. Boxy shadow on the tail. That makes sense. If I'm envisioning the right thing, then I would agree. But I'm not overly familiar. No building, no building. I can't. Oh wait. I was looking at that wrong. No, come back. There we go. That's that corner there. All right. Look at that. Look at that. 94 to 95 points we've placed. Oh boy. So usually, depending on the image, with an image this size, I usually do about 100. But I think the most I've ever done is around 300. The only thing is, this is going to take a long time to process. What time did I start the stream? Okay, I maybe need to do a battery swap soon before my camera dies, because I think it lasts about 2 hours, but we'll see. It may take about an hour for this to process after I've placed all of the points. So it might be the case where I have to end the stream before it's finished. But maybe you guys can keep me going with something else in the meantime. Because I feel like we're having fun. We got an investigation going. That's not there anymore. That would have been great. That would have been wonderful. Yeah, we got all sorts of fun stuff happening right now. And I don't want to rush to end this. So we'll just keep going. Let's just keep rolling. We'll put some points scattered around in here. Goes like that. What is that guy going there? Okay, that's changed a lot. I'm not going to put one there. Let's see, let's do another comparison in here. See, it is technically the same place, but it's just changed so much. I don't think I trust myself with it completely. So what we're going to do is we're going to pop over here, maybe. See what's over on this island. It's changed so much. Okay. I feel trustworthy of myself for putting one there without zooming in too much. I just get a good feeling about that. This little guy should not have moved, this dock thingy. So I'm gonna trust that and put one there. Boxy shadow on tail. Interesting. Okay. That's the same building, but it's changed a lot around the base. Intersection there. I'm gonna trust that that intersection hasn't moved. Yeah. Okay, so there are hills around these things, if I remember correctly. So that means I'm going to try and put some points around here because hills are like arch nemesis. They are evil when it comes to georeferencing, and I don't like them. So I'm going to throw on that. I love hills in real life. I think they're amazing. They add diversity to a landscape, but I do not like them in this process. Okay, cool. That cool, cool. Parking area here, that looks to be about the same. There's a corner on the entrance here and a corner, if I select the right one, corner on the thing here. Cool, cool, cool. 101, oh boy. Once I start seeing there's a triple digit numbers is where I start questioning what I'm doing with my time. But it's fun. It's fun. And we'll put one like over here in the middle of that crossing. Man, that crossing's huge. That's amazing. Sometimes like the street crossings over here are so tiny. And like, how do you expect all these people to get across here without walking on the road? That's all changed. Oh boy. That little intersection is still there. That's nice. I feel like I need another story. I'm not a stories person. I'm just a an image person who likes placing points, little dots on a map. Apparently, how fun. Honestly, though, I do enjoy it. It's nice just to kind of shut off some time. You're in luck, my friend. I have something just what you asked for. And because, okay, hold on. I'm just going to shortcut my way to saw because that's the easiest way to do it from here. Okay, we don't want to look at that. That's the wrong image. I have something. This might be what you're looking for. How's that? And I can grab that, and I can come over to here, and that in the chat for you. I believe someone else asked for this. I don't think it was you. I think someone else came up to me quite a while ago and was like, "Hey, do you have any images of the Marshall Space Flight Center?" And I was like, "I don't, but I can get some." And yeah, you can see all sorts of goodies. I was really hoping we would capture like the space shuttle test article or something out there. That would be pretty neat. That would be pretty awesome. But sadly, we just didn't get them. But maybe there's an image out there and we can keep trying. Like there's good old 4670 where Blue Origin is now firing. ULA's got test areas down here. All sorts of goodness. So I hope that helps. I try to cover as many areas as possible on my own, but yeah, I always appreciate having recommendations because I do miss a lot of things. Look at that. The airport has changed a lot. Much longer runways. That's pretty cool. Okay, we're getting... Oh, sorry. I just realized I'm on the wrong scene and you can't see what I'm showing. Oh, I am rusty. I am so sorry about that. I am so sorry. All right, let's get back to QGIS. Why did I press that button? That has nothing to do with this. Okay. Alrighty. I'm just gonna... Oh, that's like a little lake, it looks like. Yeah, you're welcome. You know, just covering as many of these areas as possible is awesome. And I have to admit, it is quite nice when someone asks for an image of a location. I'm like, luckily, I already have that. because to me, that just tells me that I have been picking the right images for the right audience. Um, why did that not work with it? Okay, there we go. Yeah. So I hope you enjoy it, and if there is anything missing, like please always feel free to request images, um, especially on these live streams, because we can go and hunt for them in real time, which I feel like is a lot of fun. Right, 110 points. Woohoo! I want to pull up that. I know you guys can't see this. I'm just quickly pulling up the terrain map. Okay. So that area over there, which is that area. Okay. I'm just checking where there's bumps in terrain because we gotta lock those down. Because if you don't pin down all the high points or low points in the terrain, then it's gonna mess with the alignment of the rest of your image. So I kind of like encircle, if there's like a hill, I'll like encircle it so that hill stays in the right spot and doesn't try to pull everything else towards it. Um, I it's hard to properly explain it without showing you. I might have an example somewhere of an image that I gave up on because of crazy terrain, and I didn't want to put like 1,000 control points in one place. But I'm honestly thinking we might be close to just telling it to process itself. What do we got? There's a little bit of hill there, but that's not bad. I'm not worried about that on the terrain. Oh, where is that? Okay, we might need a little bit in here, but that's not too bad, really. We'll just drop a few points in there, and we'll be well on our way to success, I reckon. Nice little intersection there, right on that crossing. I'm getting hungry too. So I'm assuming once I finish these points, I'm going to take another quick break, put some fruit in me, probably make some more tea. Because I am a tea person and my voice needs it, and change a battery on my camera. Don't let me forget that, please. I know it's funny when my camera battery dies, and but I'd rather not. I want to try and improve. There's always room for improvement. Is that right? No, that was wrong. That was wrong. Hey guys, if I zoomed in a little more, it'd probably be better. But I'm getting lazy because I'm hungry. All right, we plop one in here somewhere. Yeah, so recently I passed a milestone of having over 100 of these georeferenced declassified spy satellite images on my website, which is pretty awesome. I set that goal for myself in the middle of May, and I think I hit it like 1 or 2 days before the end of May, which is pretty cool. And also like a a diverse range of locations. Because it's easy enough to do Baikonur. Because after doing Baikonur so many times, I feel like I kind of know it like the back of my hand. I know where to go to get the control points really quickly, and where there are little hills and all that kind of stuff. Is that building still there? Yeah, that building's still there. So when you do new areas, like this is my first time doing Tokyo, and it's always a little bit more of a challenge, which is fun because I don't know the area at all, and I kind of just look for things that stand out. Um, so I really enjoyed doing. Um, I think it was Cam who did a donation to the GoFundMe on the last stream, and with his donation, I got a image scanned of Tanegashima spaceport in Japan because I didn't have one yet. So I was really excited to go in and process that. So now I believe that's the only image of Tanegashima, um, only declassified image out there. Yes, it was you. Thank you, good sir, again for that. That was really cool. Um, I appreciate the generosity. I probably would have bought it myself at some point, but I I really, having people be as interested in this as I am and being willing to financially support it is just incredible. Um, Otherwise, it'd be me and my sad little wallet crying because of how much money I spend. But let's not talk about that because it's gonna make me sad. Uh, but it's all for the greater good, right? As they would chant in Hot Fuzz, for the greater good. I hope someone else gets that reference. Although it's not as sinister as their usage of that. Um, yeah. All right, I reckon that's it. 128 points. Oh, do we send it? I think we send it. I think we send it. Yeah. Okay. I'm not gonna just stare at it because I know I'm gonna find little areas. Let me double check a terrain map just to make sure I didn't miss any bumps. Where are we? There's the airport. I would change scenes just so you can see this with me. That. Oh yeah, look at that. Oh, that doesn't load too well, does it? Okay. So that island has a little bump in it, but I think that's fine because it's kind of surrounded on its own anyway. Uh, I assume that was actually from when they're like compacting dirt out there and stuff. Uh, that's total guess, by the way. I don't know how true that is. I just know like we saw it Broker back before there was a launch pad there. There was just a big pile of dirt because they were compacting everything into the wetlands and whatnot. And yeah, okay, yep, I'm calling it. That is ready to send. So we're gonna sit here together. I'm not gonna compress it because I don't feel like it. And I'm just gonna hit play over here. I know you can't see that screen, but you don't need to because that's all going down here. And now we probably have about an hour to kill. So are we gonna sit here for an hour and I'm just gonna stare at the camera as I fall asleep? Or are we going to process some imagery? That is the question. What I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to put you on a hold screen, and we're going to play a game again. I'm going to watch you guys guess the locations of these images, and I'm going to go refill my tea. I'm going to grab a snack. I'm going to change batteries, or battery, and 2-3 minutes maybe, and I'm going to think of ideas of what to do next. Maybe we can play with some Umbra imagery or something, just to pass time. Okay. Okay. Let's. I'm gonna pull this up on here. L10 L10. I can't even type. This guy, right? You think it's one of these? Oh, I put 2Ps. I'm sorry. Shame on me. Oh, it is 2Ps. Okay. So like that, huh? Oh, because I don't know how old, but I'm assuming that this black engine area, well, not black, sorry, the darker colored engine is that dark area, right? Or is it this one? Because I know the top of the plane wasn't dark colored, was it? Hmm. Hmm. Okay. I think you might be correct. I mean, I would trust your judgment with the stripe on top. So it is. I've lost it like that. I know it's a model, but $300. Holy moly! It had the stripe on top. Let's have a look. Where are you? Oh, no. Oh, it does. It does. Yep, yep, it does. Okay. This is the compressed version, so it doesn't look as good. But yep, there is a stripe. There is. Wow. Okay. Nice work. Thank you, Cam, and whoever else helped you identify that. I I concur and I applaud you. Okay. Let's not get too distracted. But I like the investigation work. I'm just gonna stop. I'm just gonna stop. All right. I'm gonna put that in there. Oh, we're already at 11%. This is good. This is good. All right. I'm gonna stop rambling. I'm gonna put you on the be right back screen. Thank you to Lambert and Dr. Doak. I can never say his name correctly. All right. I am so sorry. Looking at declassified airport images for cool planes. I think I have some in my folder of yet to be processed images, so we can do that. But this time, I'm actually going to leave for a few minutes, reset. We'll be back. So have fun with these images. Oh no, we have no camera. Oh boy. And no? Okay. Well, there we go. Look at that. I just forgot to press a button. Okay. Cool, we did it. I really need to get an AC adapter for my camera, so I don't need to change batteries. But they're just expensive, and I have better things to spend money on. So, I like that. It's fun. It's fun. Okay. 5x5. Awesome. We are back. I have ingested more tea. I have ingested food. Change the battery. I think that's it. I think we're good. We're at 27% on the georeference, so it's not going to take too long. Honestly, we might be done in like, I'm not going to put a timeline just in case, because sometimes it can slow down in the process. So, there was a mention of finding. I'm out of focus. Cool. All right. There was a mention of finding airplanes at an airport, I believe. So, I just broke my OBS. It's fine. We don't need to see that. Can I go back? Oh no. Oh no, I've broken it. I've broken it. Okay, it's fine. That just means I can't see the chat in OBS. But I can do this. Oh wait, I have the chat right in front of me. What am I doing? Okay. All right. Airports, airports, airports. What have I got? What have I got? Hmm. I have. That's in Turkey, but I don't think there's an airport in that place. We got the Suez Canal, we got Panama City, we got Cairo. I think I started working on Cairo. I'm not sure if I finished it. We got a place in China. We got. Ooh. Ooh. Hello. This. Why is that file so big? That should not exist. I'm going to delete that file. What about LAX? Because I have a image here of LA, and I wonder if it has LAX in it. I'm not sure how exciting that is, but it's something, right? I'm trying to get these previews to load, but because I'm writing, sorry, my Australian. Oh, it doesn't have LAX in it. Okay, well, it's going to open up anyway, apparently. It has a airport, but it's just little planes. I thought I did have an image of LAX somewhere. Let's keep digging. This might have Long Beach in it. Oh, I just opened up the wrong. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm not used to talking for this long. I think my brain's a little bit scattered. What do we got? No, not even Long Beach in that. Okay. We got Iran. We got. I think that's Kazakhstan. Don't know where that is. I don't know where that is. That's a radar station. What is that? I have no clue what that is. Like somewhere, and I'm not going to try to pronounce that. We got a China one. That one's finished. I don't know why that's in that folder. I need to sort that out. The China one, Uzbekistan. I don't think there's an airport there. How about Baltimore? How does Baltimore sound? That's probably an airport at Baltimore, right? What do we got? There, probably. Sorry, I know I'm like doing everything off screen. I just don't know if I should be showing you guys my file explorer. Just in case. I mean, it's just file names. Here we go. Here's an airport. I don't know if this is the main airport. Oh, this is taken at an angle, so it's quite low resolution. Okay. And it's quite blown out as well. Oof. Oof. I have a solution for you. Well, for all of us, I should say. What about going to close that one, and I'm going to close that one because we don't need Tokyo anymore. I'm going to see if you can recognize this. So I remember correctly. While it only shows part of the airport, which is this guy, there is something, I can see it, there is something very, very cool at this airport and in this image. And it should be very easy for us to identify it. But first, I just want to see if anyone can guess what airport this is. Okay, good. It doesn't have it in the file name. It doesn't have it in the file name. That's good. That's a good start. I didn't want to give it away too easily. Just want to make sure I have no important notifications. Cool. All right. Can we get a guess on where this airport is? Because no, not Denver. Not Denver. Because there is a plane here. And it's a very iconic plane with a very iconic shape. And I put myself through many headaches with a few friends trying to find this plane inside of images. And yeah, the Concorde. There you go. So what we did, we went through looking at all of the flights that Concorde took, and we went through looking at all the images of all the airports that Concorde flew to, and we tried to find when it would be on the ground. I think we may have found like a dozen images or so of Concorde's airport, mostly at JFK. I think there was one in the UK, and then one or two here at Dulles in is it Maryland? I'm not too familiar with my US geography when it comes to this kind of thing. But yeah, why? I'm confused here. Why do we have one plane facing this way and two planes facing that way? Is this like a storage area, or did these planes somehow like what's going on here? Guys, are you okay? Like, what's going on? This is like that plane the other day that thought it was a boat. Like, I don't know if it's okay, but I do. I do have another image of the airport, which I just want to check that quickly. Oh, look, this is a better one. You can see the Concorde much clearer here. Washington, D.C. Close enough. Okay. Close enough. Because I know that's not Washington State. I learned that lesson the hard way. Okay, so this is a different time. Whether is it a different day? It is. Okay, so this is 2 years. Yeah, 2 years before the other one. Wait, am I correct on that? Yes, I am correct on that. So we got two images of Concordes at Dulles, but the thing that makes me sad is the airport's kind of cropped off. it's on the edge of the frame, and I don't know. Maybe I should just do it anyway. But if I remember correctly, in one of these images, there is also a plane flying over the river. Yeah, I want to do more of the find the blank image contests, and I think that will be a lot more fun when I have like something to give away, like a patch or something. But I'll definitely do that when I remember. It just means I have to remember in the first place, which is not something I'm necessarily great at, but I can try to come up with like a schedule or something. Yeah, if I remember correctly, there was a plane flying over the river in one of these. I just need to try and find it. It might be the other one. This one? Have a look. Oh, here we go. See, you can see the shadow. There is a shadow. Now, where is the plane? I don't know. So let's go find a tall building. Okay. a bridge. Shadows are falling northwest. So that means plane should be like, there it is. There it is. There's the plane. You guys want to identify that plane for me? That's a little harder. But I mean, the distance between this one's much higher because of the distance to the shadow. That's one of my. I know I said this at the beginning of the stream, but that really is one of my favorite things. Just like seeing planes flying in satellite images. It's very, very cool. Actually, this has nothing to do with it, but I mean, it's kind of related. But I believe it's possible if you get the timing correct, you can actually see the International Space Station flying through Sentinel-2 images. It's like 2 pixels, but you can see it. I don't know how someone calculates, but I guess the ISS flies under Sentinel-2 and it just, yeah, captures it. That just crossed my mind, but yeah. So there's another plane. I'm just trying to think of what other places we got. I got a bunch of JFK. I know that as well. And doing images of New York is always fun. So maybe we could do that. Put ourselves through pain. Because how is the Tokyo one's at 48%? So it's chugging along. It's getting there. It's getting it. What do we got? What do we got? We got that. Something through here. That's a forward and an aft. Forward and aft, forward and aft, forward and aft. Damn. Hmm. Okay. Okay. Alright. Alright. I'm gonna make an executive decision. And we are gonna merge some images of New York. Because New York's just an iconic location. And I believe there is a Concorde in the image. So that's like a 2-in-1, right? But a 2-in-1 deal. Selected the right folder, that would help. Okay. What are some other cool airports? Like, because I know someone's already done Dubai. And obviously Dubai was much quieter back in the 70s and 80s. I've done Heathrow, and I believe that's the only available image of Heathrow. Maybe like, ooh, Cleveland. Can you remind me again, what state is Cleveland in? Wait, is Cleveland a state or a city? It's a city, right? I once again, I do apologize for my my lack of knowledge with certain U.S. geography things. Cleveland or higher? Yes. Okay, I gotcha. I gotcha. Okay, let's have a look off screen. I'm not showing my search because it does show an email address, and there's not really a way around that. I don't think. But if I can pull up a screen here in a moment, I have to refresh probably. That doesn't have my email address on it, then we should be good. Let's see what we got. There are some images. Now let's check. Are they cloudy or are they clear skied? That one's kind of cloudy. Lens selected. Okay. That one's cloudy. Oof. What else is this one? This one looks kind of cloudy, but that's a very low resolution preview. Come on. Load for me. That's also cloudy. Okay. let's just check with KH7, just in case they have some of that. No results. Oh, womp womp. Okay. What about aerial imagery? Some old imagery. Is there anything specific we want to capture at Cleveland? Just a general overview, or like? Because I know you said NASA. Oh yeah, I see NASA. NASA Glen. There is some nice imagery of this. I don't know if that's a project for today, but maybe on the next stream we could do that. Because I was going to be downloading a bunch of files, chopping them up, and doing that. But let's see, this image is ready. There should be a Concorde in here. There it is. That's a much better shot of the Concorde. Look at that. You can see so much more detail. That's beautiful. What a beautiful machine. I'm so sad I never got to see one fly. I know my family did, and I actually have. You know what? I'm not going to find it on my computer, but I have it on my phone. Here we go. And I'm going to hold it up to the camera, sort of, and we're going to see. Let me pull up a OBS here. Yeah, I know it's out of focus. Hold on. Let's, other way. My family saw a Concorde fly. And that was like 2 years before I was born, and I'm so jealous that they got to see that. That was just, yeah. I've heard the sound from that thing. It's just amazing. So I'm looking forward to seeing where people like Boom Supersonic go, and just seeing how the airline industry is going to change, hopefully, with what they're working on. Have we got anyone taking off over here? Takeoffs and landings happening, because that's like always the first thing I look for when I pop open a satellite image. One of these, I don't see anything that jumps out immediately. I don't see any shadows. I don't see any planes thinking they're boats. Cloud, or is that like a thing? Wow, it looks like this may have been a quiet day for JFK. Lots of planes on the ground, but that's about it, apparently. I know there's another airport which I don't know the name of here. Looks like a plane getting ready to take off. So I wonder if there's someone else at the end of the runway taking off. Anyone up here? Anyone? Anyone? No? Okay. Womp womp. Maybe there is further out somewhere. Yeah, I think this could be a cool image to do. I've already done one image of the New York area, but I feel like it'd be cool to do more. Especially, I mean, selfishly, just for the clicks. That'd be a good way to draw people in. Because if I'm doing a location that has a very niche user interest or a niche audience, it might not be the best for search and discovery. And so I feel like it's good to do some places that more people are probably going to search for. I mean, look at all these boats, or ships, I should say. So many ships, on their little journeys. And is there a Navy place around here? I feel like there is, but I'm not familiar. Because I'm just curious to see what kind of Navy vessels we could see, because I know people enjoy seeing that. But I have no clue where they are based. I think, what's this in here? That doesn't look like it to me. Oh, there's a dry dock. That's pretty cool. Oh, that's pretty neat. But Yeah, I'm not quite sure what to do next, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna save this because it is a nice image. And I feel like that should get worked on at some point soon. That's a bit misaligned, but I'm going to leave it. I'm just going to save it as is. File name in here. Get that. Cool. Very, very nice. Old Navy Yard, now commercial plot. Okay, cool. Yeah, I imagine New York is probably not the most uh, secretive place in the world. Easy to hide certain things, I guess. Not trying to be a conspiracy person, but I know Navy just genuinely doesn't want everyone to see everything, which is understandable. So I assume there are better places for that. um, yeah, that's pretty cool. There are just the issue is um, there are so many images at so many different places, and I want to see them all, and I want to work on them all. It's just time consuming. Um, yeah, I feel like I need to find the scene that sits above this. We can merge them together and have like a whole mosaic of New York, just incredibly detailed. Like Manhattan area down here, seeing all the history and how much things have changed. Obviously, they're expanding down here, and of course, the Twin Towers were here at this point, which is, yeah, very historic imagery right here. Keeping that in, and yeah, there's a ferry that looks like leaving. I believe that's a ferry terminal, if my memory is correct. But I feel like I'm stalling on this image. That looks like a military airbase thing that is no longer used. there are there are some planes, something here. I can't tell what they are. Too low resolution. How are we going with? I'm trying to close all these because I don't really need these right now. How's Tokyo going? Tokyo is at 70%. Very nice. Let's continue to dig through these folders while we wait, and we can see what we can find. Because I have a habit of downloading files and never looking at them. Ever. Which I feel like I should be shamed for. What do we got? Is that? Oh, we got Paris. We got. I was looking at Istanbul as well. What do we got? So many. There's a bunch of China. I love doing ones of China because you can see how much truly has changed. Just how much things have grown. I don't know exactly what this one is, but let's open it up and see what we can find here. Because I obviously downloaded this for a reason. It's quite hazy. It's a nice river, but see what we were looking for. Maybe it's in one of the other images. Because there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There are 10 segments of this image. So clearly I was looking for something. But I just don't know what. River, yeah. Like a town. I did find it might not be this image, but one time I was looking at some images of China, and there was like an airport in this place, and they like built all around the airport, and eventually they had to close the airport and they just built right over the airport. It was very fascinating to look at. I seriously do not remember why I got this image. There's like nothing here. What have I been doing with my time? Beautiful there. Beautiful hills, beautiful rolling hills all over the place. No, not that one. Okay, if it's not in this one, I give up on this image and we'll go find another one instead. Yeah, no, I have no clue what I was looking at. What was I doing? I am a madman. Okay, moving on to the next one. Let's go here. What is this? That's not going to load. That's a massive image. Okay, I just had an idea. Bear with me for a second. Bear with me. Let's see what we got. I don't know if this is going to work. No, bad timing. If I was streaming tomorrow, it would work, but not today. I'm going to keep that one up my sleeve. That's a little secret, so you have to tune in next time, okay? I feel like I'm stalling, but I really just want to hang around until that image is done. That's a completely black image, which means that's the ocean. Which means I don't know what this is. Clouds, okay. Okay. This is fun. Finding other things I downloaded and I cannot remember what they are. This is the content we all wanted. Yeah. Okay. We have snowy mountains. Where? I do not know. That is a beautiful angle. If those were rotated, hold on. That's that is really pretty. I would not want to georeference that, not in a million years. But it's gorgeous. Wow. Yeah. Look at those shadows adding all that depth to the image. That is gorgeous. Man. Holy guacamole. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful image. But it doesn't answer my question of where on earth this is. So we'll go back. Okay, I can see a coastline in this one. This is a whole mystery. Oh wait, I think this is Japan. I think this is Japan. I recognize this coastline. This is where this is near where they had the earthquake at the beginning of the year, and the coastline retracted by like, geez, I don't know how far it was, but the coastline retracted a lot. The water levels just completely changed, and so I this must have been when that was happening. I just had a curiosity to see what it looked like back then. Yeah, okay, that answers my question. That really answers my question. Airports, 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 airports. I do have Port of Los Angeles. I'm just gonna do that because why not? Because why not? I want to georeference another image right now, but what was I gonna say? But I don't want to slow down the existing one we already have. You asking for video ideas earlier. Yes. Rocket seen from space. That is another video idea I already have. And also, I'm not sure if it would be in the same video or not. Maybe it'd be another video. But rockets seen by satellites while they're flying. So I know Demo 2, we got those shots of from Maxar that showed the rocket mid-flight. I believe Maxar also captured a few other launches. Planet captured a launch. Um, and then there's some astronaut photographs, I think, as well. It's like that would be pretty cool. Um, yeah, launch site scene from space. I feel like even some of those could just be a nice little short I could make without having to narrate it, which would save me a lot of time and energy. And then eventually later on, I could do a narrated version of the video just to kind of help draw in more people. Um, because I feel like that's a cool thing. And I feel like naturally that's a very engaging title, you know, rockets seen from satellites and, or something like that. Um, yeah, I feel like that'd be pretty cool. I would be down for that. I would click on that video myself. Just saying. um, there's a whole other. I mean, let's take a look. I'm not going to want to read out all my video ideas because I don't want to read out my secrets. But let's see. I might have some I can show you. Alrighty. Yes, I have rocket launches photographed by satellites, and then launch sites photographed by satellites. How to download declassified spy satellite imagery. How to access images taken by astronauts. I'm gonna say that one because that's a secret. I really want to do an image on using satellite imagery for disaster response. It's like when there's earthquakes and flooding and things like that. Satellite imagery is incredibly useful. Um, the importance of historical satellite imagery. And maybe at the end of the year, I could do like the most epic satellite images of 2024 or something like that. Um, maybe even monthly, but I feel like that's right now that's a lot of work for me. Um, and then even things. No, don't move that. Get back over that. All right. Uh, even things that are more generic, like the Photoshop work. You know, like how to do an automatic mosaic in Photoshop and how to georeference an image in QGIS. Just quick, like 5 minute tutorial kind of things. That could help reach a broader audience as well. Um, yeah, I'm not too worried about sticking crazy tight to a niche. I'm happy to diversify a little bit, especially as I'm early on. But obviously, I still have a lot of growing to do, so I don't want to get too far ahead just yet. But I might need to grow a team or something just to who can help me work through everything because otherwise I'm probably going to start falling behind on other things. Oh, we're at 94% on the Tokyo image. It's taken 43 minutes so far. That's not too bad. That's not too bad. That is not too bad at all. So I reckon we'll be done in about 5 minutes. Please don't freeze on me. Okay. It's going to want to sit on that page because Photoshop is in the middle of an operation. Thanks so much, Philip. Yeah, I appreciate that. That you like satellite imagery and my content. That means a lot to me. Um, yeah, I pretty much put all my spare time into this. I'm possibly a little bit obsessed, but I mean, this I do this kind of stuff because it's the kind of thing I would like to watch, and I would probably be doing it myself anyway, even if I never posted any of it anywhere on the internet. Um, so I figured if I like it, there has to be at least a few other people who enjoy it. Um, even if they're not people who want to do these things themselves, they might just be people who are just like, oh, that's pretty cool. Um, so I feel like, yeah, that's why I wanted to try and just, experiment with these live streams, even if it is one a month, or I want to try and do weekly, but we'll just see how it goes. And I'll try to give heads up as best I can, but sometimes things happen last minute, and I'm like, oh, I suddenly have a free morning, or I'd like to do a night stream actually. I feel much more productive at nighttime, so I feel like that would work better for me. And like so many other things, I've even thought about doing streams where, like, I like to do astrophotography. So I've often thought about doing that as well, but I don't want to go. I don't know if that would like affect my channel if I went. I mean, I know I'm just a tiny little channel, but like, I don't know if that would affect it if I was like doing something completely different. I feel like I should probably stay on topic. But an idea is an idea, and I'm not really adverse to trying something new, especially if it can. Like, the main thing for me is not growing an audience for me; it's about growing an audience for the imagery. The imagery is the star of the show. I'm just like kind of part of the computer that tries to make it work. We're at 100% here, so it's going to sit on 100% for a few minutes. And here we go. Here we go. I'm going to do that actually. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Please open on that side. Oh no, I didn't mean to do that. Okay. All right. We have a georeferenced image. Woohoo! That took like less than an hour. That was like 50 minutes or so. Good job, everyone. Good job. Do we want to play a game of guess the file size? I like that game. I like the game of guess the file size. It's not as crazy as I thought it was, but it's a bit more than I would like. That one. Guess the file size with Harry. I'm just going to save this project in here. Yeah, shrunk me would be cool. Especially live things. Like, I mean, the same camera I use for the stream on here. I opened the wrong thing. Yeah, the same camera I use for streaming here is the same one that I use for astrophotography. 9 gigabytes. No, I'm very thankful it's not 9 gigabytes. I'm very thankful. I would be having a much bigger headache if it was 9 gigabytes. So we can all breathe thanks to that. I'm just compressing it on another screen because I'm not entirely sure if I can show this entire process. I will check with the right people, because I know there's weird licenses about weird things and stuff. So it's not the biggest deal, but don't worry, you're not missing anything crazy. It's just me saying, hey, give me a 10.1, a 10:1 compression, please. Yeah, thankfully it's not 9 gigabytes. I've had some that are beyond that, and it's slow. It's like an overnight process. I hit the stop process button. I go and sleep, and I wake up, and it's like just finished. Yeah. Oh, we can do measurements. We can do aircraft measurements. Okay. We can do that. We just have to let it sit because right now QGIS is in a state where it is thinking a lot. It's going to be slow to load this. It's fine. It's fine. It probably doesn't help that I'm doing all of this from a hard drive and not an SSD. I have a reason for that, but I'm going to go into that. Are you guys ready for measurements? Because we're going to do it. Roughly. That looks like the nose right there. So nose to tail. Cam, are you still here? Are you still here? We got 55 meters long and a wingspan of like 47 meters ish. 47. How long was that? I can't remember. So 47 by about 55. 7 meters by 55 meters. I don't know if that fits in L1011. If someone wants to Google that for me, that would be awesome. By the way, the file was 1.4 gigabytes. And I just compressed it down to 145 megabytes, not gigabytes. that would have been a disaster. All right. So you can see already this is the uncompressed file, and this is the compressed file. It looks so much nicer to look at, and it loads so much quicker because obviously it's a smaller file. You can get in here and dig around. What's the other little plane? It would help if I turned off big image. There's the little guy. It would actually help if I measured the shadow, wouldn't it? 30 meters by 30 by 24. Wow. Okay, cool. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to save that, and we are going to... Okay, cool, you can't see this. We're going to upload it to Saw, and then I'm going to share the link, and then I'm going to go and nap. We're just going to call this Tokyo, Japan. Dimensions of the plane are right. Hey, congratulations to everyone who identified that. That is pretty awesome. All right, we are 1979. Oh, I did not type that right. 1979. Ooh. Cool. I do have a rough template that I can use, so I can just copy things over because I'm lazy. I don't feel like writing a whole new description again. Alrighty. We're going to copy the one from San Diego. That means I'm just going to need Tokyo. I like putting links in places, just in case anyone wants to learn more about the city. You know, you just have a nice quick link. KH9, this was a KH9, yes. And it was 1979. Or, oopsie, or 05, or 06. And the resolution was, let's go in and measure a resolution, shall we? That is a pixel. So we have a 1 meter resolution per pixel. Cool. So I'm going to change that to roughly 1 meter resolution. And then I need the metadata from the USGS. This just helps. I like throwing the metadata in just so people can find the right file if they want to find the raw files. Or if they just want to understand more about the image. I like to give people information and goodies because once again, I know I would like it. L1011-1. That's a lot of ones in that name. This is taken by the forward camera, not the aft camera. Camera resolution 2 to 4 feet-ish. Yeah, that works. 6. Oh, wait. Generation 2. Operations number 446. Cool. All right, we're gonna go urban, and we're gonna go history. We're gonna say Tokyo, Japan, satellite, declassified. KH9. Well, easy peasy lemon squeezy. And we hit upload. Wow, what a stream it's been. Nearly 3 hours. Holy moly. My brain is toasted, but this has been so much fun. I appreciate everyone showing up. It's cool to hang out and, chat while I'm doing this because, yeah, usually I'm sat here alone, either in silence, listening to music or listening to like a podcast or something. So it's cool to have a chat and share this process. I hope it's interesting and not too boring of me just clicking buttons and putting little dots on. I'm not wrapping up just yet, but I just I want to pass this on. Just pass on some things. I will share the link to this in chat once it's uploaded, so you guys can poke around, and if you want to share it around, that would be really cool. If you want to, you can go in there and draw on it, annotate the image, all sorts of cool things. Yeah, and if you have any ideas, feel free to let me know. I do also have a Patreon page, which I hate plugging anything that requires money, but I know I probably should. But if you do feel like supporting my work, I do have a Patreon page. The link is in the description. And, all that money from Patreon goes right back into satellite imagery. And, it just, it really helps me out because satellite imagery is very expensive. I probably spent too much money on satellite imagery, but I kind of can't help it. I'm a bit addicted. I need to scratch that itch and get the cool images. But I feel like someone's got to do it, right? If it's not me, then it's got to be someone else. And I enjoy doing it. I've been doing this for almost 4 years now, which is 4? Or is it longer than that? Was it the beginning of 2020 or the end of 2020? I think it might have been beginning of 2020 I started. Maybe it was even in 2019, someone. I'll have to look back. But yeah, I've been doing this for a while, and it's very cool to do. Let's have a look. Here we go. Now, it's probably processing in the system, so I don't expect it to be lightning quick right off the bat, especially for a larger image. But let's see what we get. Yeah, it's probably not ready just yet. Okay, we'll go back to my profile and just hit the good old refresh button. Let's check that again. Oh, you can do it. I did put, this is a larger image than I usually upload, so it can take, a few minutes. Yay, there we go. That's awesome. Boom. Look at that. We can come in here. So let's throw that into chat. I'll give you the short link so it doesn't start you. Right, and it starts you zoomed out to the whole image. Sorry, I just got completely distracted. That's really awesome that you've started getting satellite imagery because of what you've seen from me. That is really, really cool, and that means a lot to me. So I do appreciate you telling me that. And yeah, if you want to process your images and share them like I do up on here on SAW, like feel free to let me know. I happily help you out. I feel like it's cool to share images because everyone's looking at different things. Even if we're looking at the same places, you might be looking at different things at different times and all that. Um, See, I feel like the community can be much larger, and I want to encourage everyone to try and share the images as openly as possible, because I feel like a lot of people, they'll buy a satellite image and they'll just like hide it away. And I'm like, why are you doing that? Just share it with all of us. Of course, it's a bit different if it's like your house or like something private, but if it's something cool, then I feel like people should be doing it. Um, let's go and look at this airport again, just because. Look at that change. That is impressive. I know it's like a mathematics, like a 45-year change. Is that right? Yeah, that's right. Um, that's very impressive. Very, very cool. So I think with that, I'm gonna head out. I'm gonna go and get some food. I'm gonna go get some rest. Once again, thank you all for coming and yeah, hanging out. It means a lot to me, especially after having a break for over a month. Not really a break; it was more of a busy period. Um, it's cool to come back and have some people here, and not be alone. So I do appreciate that. But yeah, if you haven't already, please feel free to like and subscribe. I hate saying that. I feel like everyone says that these days, but you know, it's that cringe little thing that actually genuinely does help. Um, Selling my soul, and if you want to share it to anyone who you think might be interested, remotely interested, that would be absolutely awesome. Because I'd love to get this out to the world even more. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. What I will do is I'm going to run some images again, just like I did when I was on the Be Right Back screen. And just to give you a nice little outro, if you want to give a few more guesses, maybe there'll be some hard ones in there that you won't be able to get. And yeah, I think I'm going to leave it at that. So you all have a great day, night, morning, whatever it is, wherever you are. Thanks for hanging out, and I will see you guys next time.